How we doing? Kachaya! Oh, let's go, chat. Let's get it. Pavel says, you really preparing for something big? Nah, this is baby money. I could do this all day. Yeah, something big would be like, brrrr. That's something big, my boy. Yeah, like a 107 to like 91. Oh shit. Nah, this? Yeah, my friend's dad is Michael Jordan's like accountant / lawyer, or was back in the day. And he told me this story about like everybody knows like Michael Jordan is like a really, really big gambler, right? He loves gambling. And I was going to Vegas, and I told with my friend, and so my friend told his dad how, like, you know, I'll pop Adderall and I'll sit there just staring at the cards, you know, counting cards. And my friend's dad, who is, you know, Michael Jordan's accountant lawyer, who's gone to Vegas with him, told me this story about how Michael Jordan would be betting like $50,000, $100,000 a hand and playing all of the hands. So he's probably gambling like $300,000 to $500,000 every single round, right? And Michael Jordan is like talking to a bunch of girls. He's not even looking at the cards. He's hitting on shit. He's staying on shit. He's not even looking at the cards. And his friend goes, Michael, shouldn't you be looking at the cards? And Michael goes, if you have to look at the cards, you shouldn't even be gambling. Oh, shit. This is a Michael Jordan trade. If you have to look at the levels, you shouldn't even be trading. Quit playing with me. Now, this is baby money trades. Basically, it's the volume, it's the range bound data points. So range, downside 7.5, upside 7.5. That's it. This is not a big move. JV says, I missed yesterday's and Friday's stream, but I feel prepared. Nice. You can always get caught up if you want to. Paul, what's going on? James says, what's your thoughts on CME Open today? Just be prepared. That's usually my thoughts always. We don't ever try to predict the future, right? So as long as you know how to play the gaps, just go with the gaps. You know, do it by the book. Aoni says, so dump canceled and we are going higher. I say this every single time, but Aoni, you're not trading, you're gambling. Our job isn't to predict the future. If you think that there's a way to like know if it's going to go up or down, you're mistaken. There never will be. Okay? What you want to do is be prepared. We don't know if the dump is canceled, if we're going to go higher. The only thing that matters is if it goes higher. Are you prepared? What are the levels of interest? What would make you go, oh, we could go higher? What would make you go, oh, maybe I should short this? We don't know if it's going to dump. If it does dump, where is a level where you might go, I'm thinking about longing here? And then what would be the data that you would look at that would make you go, okay, this is actually bullish, let me long here. All you need to do is be prepared. You're making it harder on yourself. You're playing the wrong game if you're trying to predict the future. Your job is to be prepared. If it goes up, and if it comes here, I'm going to look at this, and this data. And if this and this shows me that it's bearish, I'm going to take a short. And this is my invalidation. If this dumps, I'm going to think about longing here. When it gets here, I'm going to look at this, and this. And if these two things, or if these three things are looking bullish, then I'm going to long. And this is my invalidation. That's it. Okay? If you had some sort of bizarre plan, like, oh, if it goes above the golden pocket, I'm going to long here, and that's my invalidation, then that's you. But you need to have a plan, you need to be prepared, and you have to execute that plan. Okay? If you have no idea what the fuck you're doing and you're just throwing out random comments like, oh, is the dump canceled? You have no idea what you're doing, and I would really advise that you don't just randomly gamble and throw away money for no reason. Okay? I would assume that you have traded on Sundays before, right? So I would suggest that you go back and think about all the things that you know you need to pay attention to, right? So Sunday is a low volume day, right? So if you don't have that much volume, what data are you going to fall back on? In, I believe, 4 hours, right? CME is going to come back online. Do you know what a CME gap is for it to be bearish or bullish? Do you know how to play that? Imagine sitting here trying to predict the future, but you don't even know how to play a CME gap. I would assume that Googling CME gap plays and understanding that would be much more valuable to you than trying to predict if it's going to go up or down. So watch. Let's say, what do you think if I pull the fib from here to here? What do you think this is? How much you want to bet that's either 886 or 914? Almost made it to 886. So if it was going to be bullish, how would it react right now at the golden pocket? If it's bearish, how would it react? You don't really have to guess if you think it's going to go up or down. Just let the levels tell you. Like within this range, does it have a chance to go higher or not? The fibs are going to tell you right here. If the golden pocket holds, yes. If not, then you're going to look for the golden pocket here. If this is lost and this is turned into resistance, then you have a chance to make a lower low. That low will cascade, which means that within this 5-minute structure, if this is lost, your probability of going back down here is significantly higher. You could do it on the 5-minute, but just wait, let the 5-minute structures tell you what to do. If the golden pocket holds, it's got a chance for higher. If this is lost, it's got a chance for lower. Shay's Anatomy says, would you classify this 15-minute pattern as a 3 drives? I guess some people could. I usually wouldn't even call any shape or pattern that actual shape or pattern over the weekend. All I know, Shaman, is it's low volume, right? Shaman? It's low volume, right? So you know that I'm going to fall back to TPO shit, right? All I know is I see a fat-ass TPO point of control in front of me. If it's bullish, I would assume it should be able to hold and build value on top. Not do like a peekaboo and make a lower high. Okay? Kind of looks like a failed, like a Temu failed auction. Like if it was a failed auction that Apple made, it wouldn't have broken the point of control on that dip. Okay? But since this is like a fucking, Alibaba failed auction, it's a little fucked up. Okay? But you know me, brother. Over the weekend, it's low volume. I said it yesterday too, like it's all about time for me. So I'm going to clearly watch TPO point of control. Bulls should be able to hold this, don't you think? They ran it all the way from VWAP, bro. And given this structure of higher, low, lower, high, you're going to get to a point where it's like, who's going to win? I wouldn't long here, but if the bears start to break this to the downside, then there is a possibility for a scalp short, right? Because like the long should have been here, right? Remember the VWAP? That was a bitch. Or here on the 7.5. So like I'm not going to fucking long here, but there is a chance that I might short here because I understand where the invalidations are. And I'm thinking about potentially longing here, like I said in the morning, if there's a really big ass hidden CVD bull div and that top longer gets stopped out. Where is this dumbass? Yeah, we're getting all-time high. What the? Ladies and gentlemen, you guys excited for FOMC on Wednesday? I'm hyped, man. I'm gonna show up early tomorrow, so we can get that 15-second alpha TA. I think all we'll really do is just take a look at the RTH gap and decide if we want to play it. So I can nerd out a little bit more on ETH tomorrow. I need more data, but that's really the only thing I can think of. Like a long right there, right? Like a swing fail of cleaning all the bad lows. Yeah, I don't really. Yeah. That's looking good. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, we can nerd out a little bit more throughout the week, little by little. Yeah.
Patience wins, let them speculate. They
Stop the music. Stop the music. TTV Strike says, can you show POC on Move USDT? Yeah, let me show you how you do it, brother. Okay. Let's just go to 4 hours. Is that cool? What the fuck is this, dude? What the fuck? Okay. Okay, so you wanted to know, the fuck were you asking? Point of control, that's right. Fixed range, okay? Go to trading view. Pick a range that you want. I mean, I don't even fucking know what range we would select for this shit. God, I mean, maybe... Dude, I don't even know. Well, let's just do this range. Let's just say that you're scalping this range, okay? So let's just do something like, okay. So your point of control is roughly like 15 cents, okay, for this range. But that's really the more, yeah, I think that's what you want to focus on is the 25. So if it's flipping 25 cents into support, it's bullish. And maybe like a swing fail is a nice scalp long, but most likely higher time frame, you're gonna have to look for like a serious structure change before you can get like a long. All right. But use the fixed range volume profile tool, nerd out on it, Google it, go to the trading view tutorial section and learn how to use it, and then knock yourself out. Like start pulling some ranges and see what might be point of control, relevant to your time frame. Mandelo says, have a great brunch, brother. Hope everyone has a nice Sunday. Mandelo, shout outs to you, man. Shout outs to all fathers. Happy Father's Day, Mandelo. John Kata says, Kim, I want to back to CVD bull bear joins across different exchanges. I'm having trouble figuring out which time frame to watch. 30-minute or higher. And also, don't forget to do volume-based candles. John Kata. So right now, there's a 3% chance that they're going to do rate cuts. Okay, so it's not like no one is expecting it. Okay, what I would say to you is, can you recall the last couple times when the 3%, the 5%, we've even had a 13%er actually come play out, right? What did it do? That's the only thing that you really have to be ready and prepared to answer, I think. So, like, out of the 10 times that so what would you consider low, for example? What would you just said no one is expecting it, right? So are you talking about the scenario when the probability was below 10%? When people were betting, less than 10%? Or would you think 5%? But the data is different? Sure. But I mean, that still doesn't mean you can't not know what the last couple times when it was below 5% or 10% and it played out, how did the markets react? Right? So it was actually low volatility. People were saying that it was already priced in, right? So all this bullishness that we've had, people are going to be like, oh, it was priced in. It might not do much. Yeah, but all I know is instead of playing that game, if it comes down here and there's a hidden CVD bull div, I'm longing this. Okay? All I know is regardless of what the data it comes out to be, okay, if it goes up there and there's a hidden bear div, I'm probably going to entertain a short. Yeah, as of right now, we nerded out earlier, right? Based off of the divergences, this one has way more room. This one would be really tight. Okay? So you've got top longers, and when we did the math, you have wiggle room to really fuck people up and still be able to have a hidden bull div. So I like that. So, yeah, I don't really, as of today, for the next 24 hours, if there's a bear div here, I will short. If there's a hidden bull div here, I'm going to long. Okay, I would love for CME to help me out. Okay, if we feel like the point of control is going to be lost, your invalidation is clear, you might have a scalp short. Okay, so everything's been talked about, everything's been prepared. Let me know if you guys have any questions before I dip out. Make sure you go to the YouTube and rewind and listen to everything we talked about. And not just what I talked about, but all the questions that your brothers and sisters asked. Let's get nasty. And can we get Fibonacci? Can I get an exclamation Fibonacci? Are you using the Fibonacci? And are you getting Fibonacci? All right, you guys, have a great weekend. Stay safe. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning for that 15-second alpha juice. Yeah, and if you don't know what a bearish CME gap is or what a bullish CME gap is and what it would mean to not close the whole thing or to close the whole thing, we make sure you have your settlement ready to go for a bearish or a bullish thang. So I think you guys are in good shape. You know, don't go too crazy on Sunday CME resumption. If anything, if you want to go super crazy, you got to wait at least for RTA. Wait for me. Don't do nothing crazy without me, man. Let me do it with you. All right. Kachoy. Happy Father's Day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow.
Got him!
1 minute later.